Hey guys, in this video I'll be sharing with you all the important information there is to know about the ancient cities in Minecraft. Where you can find them, what they look like and how you can loot them. Now, ancient cities were introduced in Minecraft 1.19 and although they might be a little uncommon, they are actually not rare at all. However, they always spawn inside deep dark biomes, which are underground biomes. Now, if you want to find an ancient city, your best guess is to look in the deep underground of mountainous biomes, for example where I am right now. Ancient cities never spawn under oceans, rivers or swamps, so that's also good to know. If you've got trouble locating an ancient city, you could check out chunkbase.com for a map of all ancient cities, as long as you know the seed of the world you're playing in. So for the sake of the video, I've actually turned up the brightness to its maximum so that everything is clearly visible. The command to do this is /effect @s night vision 36000 true. Ancient cities are very large and can be considered to be the biggest structures in Minecraft. Sometimes they can even spawn right next to each other, even up to 3, 4 or 5 times. They spawn very deep in the ground, usually at a depth of -51, which is over 100 blocks beneath sea level. Ancient cities consist of a center monument that looks somewhat like a Warden, which is a very dangerous creature that can spawn inside these ancient cities when it's summoned. And it's also good to know that no other mobs can spawn here, so you don't have to worry about, for example, zombies, skeletons and creepers. The center is surrounded by different corridors or walls, of which the walking paths are often covered by wool carpets to avoid alerting a warden. I will come back to that later. Below the center there is a large redstone room with different kinds of redstone exhibitions, both educational as also interesting, as it leads me to believe that the idea behind this is to show that the hypothetical population that lived here in these ancient cities was actually very developed. Now, along these corridors that surround the center you can find the ruins of towers, houses and other buildings. As for the loot in ancient cities is quite decent and also very abundant. There are a number of items that you can find only in ancient cities and nowhere else, such as disc fragments and echo shards. Disc fragments can be used to make a special music disc. 9 disc fragments make up one music disc. You can also make a special item named a recovery compass with echo shards. For this you'll need 8 echo shards and a compass. A recovery compass can be used to trace the location where you last died, so that you can retrieve your inventory more easily, something that will be very useful when you're exploring an ancient city. Now, there aren't really any specific places where you can find the best loot, but there are a substantial amount of chests scattered all around the ancient city, often in the ruins next to the corridors. Some of the chests are at very hard places to reach. And also something that is very important to take into account is to avoid alerting skulk sensors and skulk shriekers to avoid summoning a warden. A way to limit the detection area of skulk sensors and shriekers is to carefully cover these with wool blocks, because the activation signal cannot travel through wool. You can also make a wool block wall around the chest, so that the sound of you opening a chest does not activate the skulk sensors. Skulk sensors can detect sound and vibrations in an 8-block radius around it. And also, for example, breaking blocks will also emit vibrations. Therefore also be sure to sneak a lot instead of walking, because sneaking does not emit vibrations. Skulk shriekers can be activated by walking over them, or by activated skulk sensors nearby. And every time that you activate a skulk shrieker, your activation level is increased by 1. And upon reaching activation level 4, a warden will arise from the ground. Now, wardens are blind, but can still hear sounds and feel vibrations. Still, summoning a warden is something you definitely want to avoid, as wardens are extremely powerful and very difficult to kill. Now, some things that you should definitely be taking with you on your trip to the ancient city are good weapons, such as an enchanted bow with sufficient arrows, a lot of food, such as cooked beef or golden carrots, a lot of potions of night vision, because believe me, otherwise you can't see a thing, preferably also an elytra and fireworks, or ender pearls to be able to quickly flee from wardens. Also eggs to distract a warden, a bed to reset your spawn point, and also a chest or an ender chest to store your valuables, as you'll probably die multiple times. So, that's all the most important information that you need before being able to successfully find and explore an ancient city. I hope you liked this video, and if you did so, please consider putting a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you next time.